What's up, guys? What's up, dude? All right, we got the quad box going. We got everything going now. It's gonna be a long stream tonight, boys. Late stream from Kyle Smitty. It's actually like I usually do my afternoon stream, and then if I do stream, I'm usually at like 10. So it's kind of like in the middle for me. Zach Canes, dude, Miami, dude, Siskar, like, you know what was so impressive about that start from Siskar? Was most freshmen, when they give up that, that kind of, Miami had that 4-0 lead. Siskar gives up 3. And most freshmen are kind of done at that point. Like they feel like they messed up. They didn't do their job. He just like went right back out there and just started throwing up zeros. And he just did a hell of a job. And then, wow, that got dicey at the end, huh? That ball was, 5 feet from being a walk-off home run? When he hit it, he kind of bat flipped it, and I thought, oh, no. And somehow it didn't get out. But that's a big win for Miami. And then Columbia right now. Columbia's in the game with Southern Miss. St. Mary's is beating Oregon State 3-0. Upstate's tied 2-2 with Clemson. Ole Miss is down 4-0 to Murray State. Perfect game for Georgia Tech. Didn't have to use Patel or Payton. 100%. 100%. I was talking with Dusty and Palka before or after the game and before the game, and that was like the idea. It was like you just cannot have if you to give yourself the best chance of winning the regional, you can't throw Patel or Payton. And so Tate McKee did a great job going 7, and then really good decision to just keep Patel out of it. How about Oklahoma's decision not to pitch Kyson Witherspoon tonight? Let me find how is Oklahoma doing? Or have they played yet? There's so many games going on. I haven't seen anything on that game, Zach. Fill me in. I need Canes to get me tickets for tomorrow night. Was pulling for Wright State. Yeah. Nancy, pretty like extraordinary decision by Wright State's head coach to take out their starting pitcher who was throwing a no-hitter and was at 73 pitches through 6 innings. That was, I don't know what, there may be something going on behind the scenes that like people don't know about, but that was very strange, and I can't imagine any reason to do that other than like injury or something. Can we talk about Upstate's arm? My Lord. Yeah, dude, he's really solid. He's really solid. And he's doing he's done a great job. Clemson just took the lead, but he's done his job tonight so far. Canes is the happiest man on earth. Yeah, Canes is I don't know what Canes is doing in Hattiesburg right now. Canes is probably a little lit. Alex was on fire today? Yep. 100%. Just all around, everybody looked great. It's 0-0 Oklahoma, Nebraska, top of the second. No, I think Oklahoma made the right decision, Zach. Like, I think Oklahoma, to give themselves the best chance of winning that regional, like, they have to... Did they throw Kyson? Wait, let me see what you said. And Smitty, summary on the Georgia Tech game. I'll give it to you here in a second. Where did you say that came? No, I think they made the right decisions not to pitch him. Smitty, summary on the Tech game. Offense scored 9 runs. Alex Hernandez had 4 hits, 2 home runs. Like, got out to an early lead and then added on to it late in the game, and it was always pretty much in hand for the most part. Yeah, Wright State's bullpen guy wasn't bueno. Yeah, it looked like that. 3-2 Clemson versus South Carolina Upstate. Yeah, I told you guys, Upstate's scary 4 seed. Like, and it's even worse. And I think Rooney was talking about this on Squeeze Play, but it's the fact that like Upstate plays Clemson every year. They're not scared of Clemson. Like, they're used to playing Clemson. They're not going to like a team they don't really know. Northeastern about a whoop State. Yeah, we'll see. That's going to be a fun game to watch. 100%. I'm excited to see Northeastern's arms. Oklahoma is starting Kyson's brother. Yeah, I think that's the right way. He just gave it up, but checks a lot of boxes. Yeah, he does. He looks the part. Do we want to know what Canes is doing in Hattiesburg? No, we don't. We don't want to know it. TCU got blown out. Yes, they did. 2-1 Columbia versus Southern Miss. Yep. I mean, I like, whoo-wee, man. I mean, all the Georgia Tech guys right now are watching the Ole Miss Murray State game because Murray State is like consistently getting guys on base and is up 4-0. Sogard for Wright State, I think, simply overthinking it too bad, really. Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out like what the reasoning is behind it. Like you, at least in that situation. I mean, at 73 pitches, it's like as long as he's getting outs, you got to leave him in. Because it's one thing you could say, well, we don't want him to face the lineup however many times through or whatever. But in a regional, man, you can't think like that, especially as a mid-major. In a regional, you have to save arms. Like game one, like Georgia Tech did, and like Miami did, like your starter goes 7 innings, and you throw like 1 or 2 bullpen guys, and they can still pitch like later in the regional. You can't just take guys out to take them out. That's just not how regionals work. Unless you're an SEC or like ACC team, you can't do that. Auburn getting out to a massive lead here against Central Connecticut now. 1 out. I think it's 4-0 now. Wright State's bullpen guy, I think, had scar tissue from when Lebanon played Greenville in 2009, and Isaacs went like 18 of 20 for 320 yards and a few tutties. Even Bethune put up a decent fight. Yeah, dude. I mean, like they were talking about on Squeeze Play, like the 4 seeds are looking scary. Like Columbia's threatening again, man. Columbia's threatening again. Runner on second, 1 out here. Canes is with the USM frat guys. Stop. Please, no. I don't want to know that. Oregon State starter only went a third of an inning, didn't make it out of the first inning. Do I look surprised? Again, I mean, like Oregon State's, all kidding aside, I mean, Oregon State starters should go deeper into a game against St. Mary's than that. But, oh no, Ole Miss just hit a 3-run homer. Yikes, man. That was a moonshot. That was a moonshot. So here's what gets tricky for mid-majors playing at a host. What we are seeing right now from Murray State. Momentum is changing, and you stay with a tired ace or go to pen. Yes. Is Dusty still scared of Western Kentucky? I mean, dude, they're scary. They're a scary team. That Georgia Tech just dominated them. Exactly what Dusty said. That's right. But it's hard, though, Dusty, because the reality is that if you're a mid-major, like you don't have the depth to go 5 games and win, unless you're playing another mid-major. And so the issue is, like, you kind of can't bring a guy. You can't just leave a guy out there. But yeah, Sam Dove. Dovey's in the chat, by the way. I got to give him a shout out. Dovey is in the chat. Another former Georgia Tech legend. Sam Dove. Boo, Nancy. Yeah, I know, for real. It's all right. Like, Murray State still got the lead, and like their bats are looking very good. So I think this is going to be a dogfight. Like, I don't expect Murray State to just roll over and die, but they're still in the lead. Almost didn't pitch their ace either. Yeah, they did not. Kyle didn't even realize it was Dove. No, I did. For some reason, I just didn't I didn't announce it to everybody, you know? Dusty, Daniel Cuvée carried us today. If continues to carry us, we will win this regional. Oh, dude. Like, if you get pitching, I mean, like, listen, Miami's set up in a great spot. Like, worst case scenario, you're facing ace on ace against Southern Miss, and that should be anyone's game. I think you're liking the way you're liking the way you look when Southern Miss has 1 run through 4 innings against Columbia. Oregon State has made it a 3-2 game against St. Mary's. I'm trying to figure out, Dusty. I don't know if you watched. I don't know if you saw the last inning for USC Upstate offensively. Bases loaded, no outs. Clemson brings in McGovern, left-handed pitcher who's like 88, and he proceeds to get them out of it with no runs given up. Go Racers. Northeastern diving play at second. Ugh. Dusty, I told you, man, Cuvée can carry you through this thing. No team should pitch to Cuvée. If he's locked in like that, yeah, for sure. He's a legit dog. Yes, he is. He made a hell of a diving play, too, and just made it look easy. Just, Coach, if I can't get a hat, can I at least get a shirt? Yeah, Mod, I'll send you a shirt. Thanks, player. Does Georgia Tech make it out of the regional? I mean, I think it's looking good for them right now. Like, I do think that they just match up very well with Ole Miss. I think Ole Miss has a deeper bullpen, but I think Georgia Tech's got a better offense. And the starting pitching is not like you're going to be facing. If Ole Miss wins this game, you're facing Ole Miss's ace, but it's not like he's a lights out guy. He's been very good, but he's not a guy, and he's a lefty. So the question, I mean, you got Drew Burris, you got Kyle Lodis, you got Alex Hernandez. Like you got big right-handed bats. So you're not. It's one thing if your big bats are all lefties. When a lot of your big bats are righties. You're not as intimidated by that. He's the Clemson pitcher that ACC has looked good today. Yes, they have. He's the Clemson pitcher that Tech couldn't hit in the ACC tournament. Yep. I just don't get it. I'm watching him and I'm like, I don't get it. We have to win tomorrow. We don't have the pitching to make it through the losers bracket. Yeah, I mean, nobody does really. Like the losers bracket, even like a lot of these SEC teams that are loaded in the bullpen, like they have guys that have 5 innings on the year because they're not trustworthy. So it's like no one really has the depth to make it through the losers bracket. I thought this Ole Miss game was way deeper. It's only the third. That's right. You're right. It is only the third, unfortunately. Polka, let's go. Polka, you better be throwing retweets out left and right. Smitty, Rhode Island will make an upset. Okay. All right. Rhode Island upset call here early. Southern Miss going to the bullpen. Yeah, I mean, this is great for you guys, Zach. Colby Wren, you're right. Dustin, my twin brother in the chat now. Wow. Everybody's joining tonight. Nancy Pye, SEC 2-4 so far. Really? Wow. All the SEC 2 seeds not playing great. And 3 seeds, Kentucky as well. Did Kentucky lose? I think they did. What's the latest on Southern Miss score? Let's go. You. Southern Miss is losing 2-1 in the top of the 4th. There's 2 outs. Columbia has runners on first and second. The evil twin is in the chat. Waiting for Fran to fall asleep. Been there. Know what that's like. Sometimes it happens fast. Sometimes it takes hours. And you'll have someone that sleeps really well, and then like 4 months comes around, and it's a whole nother ball game. Canes is not in the chat because he's Canes is he is celebrating in Hattiesburg. We'll say it like that. Where is Canes? Dude, he's probably like, who knows? Miami beat Alabama, so Canes is wherever he is, he's having a good time. 2-1 Columbia top 4. Thank you, Zach. All right, I'm going to turn this music off. There you go. Yes, Kentucky lost. Another Wren in the chat. That's right. Dude, Murray State's bats look... Dude, they're going like backside line drives like it's nobody's business. They look great. My baby is screaming bloody murder, but it must wait. I told him the stream is live. Canes is at the Columbia Southern Miss game. Yeah, I know he's at the game. He told me he's going to all the games, but I'm sure he's like... I'm sure he's having a good time. Like, the cervezas are probably flowing. Just got word Canes is at the club. What club in Hattiesburg, Smitty? Smitty, have you ever been to Hattiesburg? I don't know if they have clubs there. I could be wrong. It's more of a bar kind of place. He's probably yelling, roll Canes. Yeah, probably. Zach, he's the good Ren, at least. We welcome him with open arms. 305. Oh, there's Canes. Here comes Canes. Canes is coming in loud in the chat. 305, 305, 305. SEC. Canes, I need a ticket for tomorrow night. Kyle, what do you think if regional 1-2 seeds get booted at a high rate, committed chairs should be lost? Oh, committee chairs should be lost. Yeah, I think definitely if you're picking, like, if some of these like later seeds, right? Because like the national seeds, I mean, Oregon State, I think, was ridiculous being a national seed. So if Oregon State gets booted, like, I do think I like that, Dan. I mean, I think like at the end of the day, you should be picking the best teams. I actually do not like, and obviously we've learned from Oregon State that RPI can kind of be gamed. So I like that idea. Hold those fools accountable. Yeah. I'm trying to get my room key. I left it in my room before dinner. Yikes. Canes, how was the frat party? Where'd you go eat dinner, Canes? Let's go, Canes. Canes is alive and well, Mr. Worldwide. I will ask Hyro, but Mike told me he won't be able to ask for a ticket. What is the get in now? What is the get in now, Kyle? I don't know what that means. We are all Canes fans because of Zach and Canes and Poman. Poman, not Pullman. Poman. Poman. Columbia is up 3-1 now on Southern Miss, with runners on second and third and 2 outs. Dusty, I'm cheering for Georgia Tech. Yeah, dude, we're not in the same regionals. We're cheering for the ACC, man. Or at least like the teams, the teams that we like. It's called Sully's. 4 to 5 people recommended it to us from... Okay, nice. Is it good? It was solid. Nothing too crazy. What is it? Just like Southern food, or is it like kind of like bar food, or what was like a dive bar? What was it? Been texting with JR tonight. We are ready to roll. Nice. I mean, the offense looked great. I mean, you just in Burris was kind of quiet, but he had good at bats. Pullman is a city in Washington, Dusty. So Ole Miss did make a pitching change here in the top of the fourth. So that is a great sign for Georgia Tech. Oh man, Columbia goes ahead 5-1 on Southern Miss. 5-1, and there may be an injury for Southern Miss. Wow. I don't know. It doesn't look like it. I mean, Murray State's like, I was talking about this on the Bullpen Mafia podcast, but like Murray State there's a lot more like scary 4 seeds than almost ever before. Like everyone was talking about, Columbia's like way better than people think. Murray State, Wright State at Vandy. Again, I don't know why they. Oh my, Columbia. Oh my, Columbia. I think that's a home run. Dude, Columbia is raking. Canes fan as long as we're not playing them. That's right, Nancy. It was like their steakhouse in town. Oh, nice. What'd you get? What'd you get, Canes? That's what kind of what'd you order? Let's go Columbia. Dude, Columbia's bats are like not rattled in the lead in the least. And I'm dying when you saying his name Hyro. It's J-Ro. Oh, dude, I thought he was like a Latin guy. I thought he was a Latin guy. Like I thought he was a Miami Latin guy. Don't sleep on Ivy. I can't stand the Ivy League schools for non-baseball reasons, but cheering for them today. Yeah, hey, you know what? I can't stand the Ivy League. Or you already said? I already read that. I have cousins named Hyro, so it has me dying. Yeah, like well, that's what I figured. I'm like, oh, it's a weird way to spell it, but I was like, oh, it's probably Hyro. 6-1 Columbia. Yeah, Columbia is looking good. Oklahoma just took a 2-0 lead over Nebraska. TCU blown out. Yep, bad. Kyle, show us your command center. It's tough for me to do that, Dusty, because like the way I have the camera set up right here. So I have a screen here, right here. I have a screen right behind my camera, and then I have a screen to the left. And it's hard for me because if it's too much work. One day I'll do that, but it's too much work right now. It's all breaking for us right now, Zach. Yeah, it is, man. Now we need Murray State to get a few runs here. Nancy, if Tech is in championship game, are you guys cooking out for me, Kyle, Dusty, and all of our kids? J-Ro is our PA announcer for the team, 57 years. Okay. Well, dude, like Canes, you understand, like when the guy's from Miami and it's like you keep making it like one word. I'm just understanding that his name is Hyro. Kyle, why did my chat to Canes get muted? I don't know. Did you say something weird? I don't know. I didn't see it. Let me see. I don't know. I don't see anything. I don't know why I did, Dan. I'll have to look. Do you have a TV or just monitor? All I need to know. Monitors. They're all computer monitors. Because I have to stream from a computer. So I just have my monitor set up. Sure, if you'll come to Monroe. Oof. Do you have a TV? Southern Miss regretting not starting their ace. Yeah. I mean, that's the risk you take, man. Like, that's the risk you take. And to be honest, it's I think like with Southern Miss staff, it's like they have a pretty deep pitching rotation bullpen, so it's just weird. Southern Miss regretting. Yep, can Upstate's pen compete? Dude, I remember a few years ago they had dudes in the bullpen, but we'll have to see. Their pitching is not like their strength. It's not terrible. It's just kind of okay, but they need to put some runs on the board. If GT wins, what club you going to, Kyle? Maybe a golf club somewhere. Not going to the club. I'll say it like that. I'm too old for that. I'm a grandmom and was a children's minister 32 years, so I love kids. That's good. Sounds like my mom. Kyle, next time I'm over, let Daddy mount a TV for you. Make it official. I can't believe I just read that. I don't need a TV. And to be honest, I mean, I'm trying to think where... There's not really a wall. Like, I like this is a wall behind me. There's like open space back there. I guess you could put a... What I want to do is I actually want to... Eventually what I want to do is I want to kind of swivel my setup this way. So the corners behind me, I need to get some more of this stuff. and then I'm gonna hang stuff and put stuff so the background is like there's like more in the background. So, and I actually kind of want to get an electric sign, like one of those like bar signs, you know, that says like Elite Sports Advising or ESA or something with the logo, and put it behind me, like neon sign. I think that would be cool. I've seen so Southern Miss is using their Sunday and Saturday pitcher today. Wow, yeah, that's bad. Northeastern 1-0, nice. I've seen Dusty mounted TV. Yikes! Kyle frequents Opera Club in Midtown along with Bulldog. Oh man! If GT wins, me, Kyle, and Paul Kerr going to the Cheetah. No, no. We need more runs for Columbia, dude. Columbia, I mean, I think you're right now, Canes. I think you're ecstatic that Columbia scored 6 runs in 4 innings. Kyle loves Bulldogs. Dusty, that's enough, guys. Nancy Cheetah, laugh out loud. Hubby GT ball player / grad says they have good food. Oh, man. Looks like things haven't changed much for Georgia Tech baseball players. What's going on in this chat? That's a good ask, 954. That's a good question. I love you, Miami, Kane says, and I love you, Daniel Cuvée. Dude, if I was a Miami fan, I'd love Daniel Cuvée too. Arizona State is up 2-0 on Irvine in the second. I'm looking for a fighting Dan Jaffe appearance. I'm looking for Dan Jaffe. I talked to Jaff like last week about some portal guys. Oh, Ole Miss tied it up, I think. Did Ole Miss just tie it up? I think they did. Yep. Ole Miss just tied it up. What do you mean? What do you mean you're writing him a message? Like, are you adding him? His pops was sitting in front of us today. Guy's hilarious. Is Dave in Oxford? That's a good question, Dove. That's a good question. No one's mentioned that name in the stream until right now. This is a chat party. Zane's in here now. Wow. Everybody's in here. Poman versus Dusty in a wrestling match. Who you got? Canes and Zach, I need you to answer that question. Poman, from the sound of him, like Poman, it wouldn't surprise me from just hearing him talk that he maybe's killed a few people. Son of a biscuit, Ole Miss tied now. Yep. I got my money on Dusty, Kane said. Zane Evans. This is a chat party. Welcome to the chat, Zane. How about them Canes from Canes? Poman is 60-plus years old, brother. Yeah, but he sounds like he's done some damage. I'm posting publicly on the chat to Canes addressing him, and it doesn't come through. I don't know. I don't know why that would not go through, Dan. I'm not seeing any notification of like a banned thing or anything. Zane in the chat, GT legend. That's right. What a game today for Cuvée. Yes, it was a massive game for Cuvée. Me and Poman made amends. I almost made it into the... Javi Salas asked me to join the Miami post-game space. He was like, Kyle, I need you in here. And I texted him. I was just like, dude, both of my boys are about to go to sleep. And if they go to sleep quickly, maybe I can get in there. Kyle, you look sleepy? Yeah, unfortunately, like 9:30 or 10 o'clock comes around, and I get very tired. There you go. Paulkit worked that time. We have like 6 Georgia Tech legends who couldn't get out of a regional. We are losers, damn. For real. What is the mindset of as a 4 seed, Smitty? I think you just go up. I think you have to just go up there with no expectations. You have to understand that Like baseball, anybody can win in baseball because anybody can have a bad game. So I think you just go up there, like everyone expects us to lose. No one expects us to win. Like, let's just go out there, play, and just hope we play to win, right? Like, there's no secret to it. I do think it is tough for some of the 4 seeds because they come from from conferences that just don't play in super big environments. So it's definitely like a culture shock for a lot of people or some teams. But at the end of the day, like, you just have to know it's baseball and anybody can win on any day. I'm really happy for you, Canes. Polka says. Nancy, okay, GT experts, who does Danny pitch next? That's a great question for Dusty and Dan. I think you're going to see Brady Jones. Me and Dusty and Dan kind of talked about this in a group text, but I think you're going Brady Jones, and you have Patel and Payton available. Winning game 2 is massive. So I do think, like, Brady Jones is on a short leash. Like, you just know, like, if you start getting a sniff that he's losing his command or something like that, like, you have 2 guys that can go 4 innings each. So you don't, like, Brady Jones, best case scenario, who goes like 5-6 innings, but he doesn't have to. I can't wait to watch Squeeze play to hear what they say about Cuvée. Oh, I'm sure they've been just all over it, what he did. Biggest surprise so far, Columbia is beating Southern Miss right now. I mean, like Wright State, the biggest surprise was they took out their guy throwing a no-hitter in the 6th inning with 73 pitches. Or after 6 innings. So that was the biggest surprise for me, Jeremy. Because then all of a sudden the bullpen guy came in and gave it up. So I don't know why they did that. Who do you got, Cuvée or LeBron? I think Cuvée is a better bat. Overall bat. Like, LeBron's got power. He plays shortstop, right? So that's why he's such a highly thought of guy. I think Cuvé's bat is better. The only thing is he plays third base. So the question, first of all, scouts are wondering, is he going to stick there? Because if they think he moves to a corner outfield spot or first base, his stock goes down. But I do think Cuvé's the better bat, like overall bat. Not even a serious question, Blue. Today was so much fun beating Bama. I bet. LeBron can't even hold Cuvé's jockstrap. I mean, listen, LeBron's good, man. Like, he's a freshman doing that in the SEC. Like, that's something to be said. I do think, like, Cuvée is just a more complete bat, I think. But they're both very good. Was glad Patel wasn't needed today, using Ballard instead. Yeah, that was a great move. Great move. Oh, I agree. I just want outsider view. Yeah, I think they're both very good. They're both very good. They're both going to go high in the draft. Canes, I root for Miami. I have a soft spot from all the money that they offered me in high school. Just got word Drew Burress is going to Columbia next year. Good one, Smitty. Good one. Kyle, you should also get Zane and Mott's take on Georgia Tech pitching. They know ball. That's true. Everyone give their opinion. But I think Dusty, like, that's what kind of Dusty said. I agree. I think you start Brady Jones, but you just know, like, Patel and Payton need to be, like, waiting in the bullpen. Or at least one of them. Whoever your guy you're going to next, they have to be in the bullpen quickly. Because you just can't but you have to play to win game 2. And if you have to throw your best arms, you do it. Because if you win game 2, you are in the driver's seat. However, there was one answer going into game 2. Start Jones. It's batter to batter, then Payton, then Patel. ESA alumni count in regionals, a ton. I actually just sent a text message out to all of our guys. Like, if they see any of their guys doing big stuff in the regionals, send me the tweet so I can just retweet them. I'd like to hear from Zane regarding how much he enjoyed catching Sam Clay. This is a big inning for, oh my God, Columbia. Oh, boys. The Miami fans are hurting right now. Columbia's left fielder just dropped a routine fly ball. It would have been 2 outs with runners on first and second, and now it's bases loaded, 1 out. He just completely dropped a fly ball in left field. Wow. Dude, how about Central Connecticut? They have bases loaded, 1 out. They're down by 1. It's 4-3 Auburn in the top of the second. Auburn does not like this. Has Auburn already gone to the pen in the top of the second? Duke is looking good for or Oklahoma State not so good. Can Duke hang with UGA? Yes, Duke can hang with UGA. Like, Duke's bats are legit, and I do think they have the pitching. Like they operate their pitching staff totally different. Like they use guys 2 to 3 inning bursts. So they're gonna have depth the whole regional because they just don't they don't run guys out there for 7 innings. But Duke has a bunch of left-handed bats, which is scary, and especially in that stadium, like it's an offensive stadium. Auburn gets out of it with a 4-3 lead. Personal favorite, best part was when I got dark, he couldn't see the sign, so he would just guess what I was calling. That sounds like fun, Zane. Get those fingernails painted, Zane. Duke can hang with anyone, Polka says. Depends who shows up, Nancy. Yeah, I agree. Duke is actually really good. Like, Duke's a scary team. Their offense, I think their pitching is solid, and the way they utilize the pitching has worked. Their offense is pretty scary. I do like their offense. A big situation here for Ole Miss. Runners on first and second, 2 outs. Murray State's got to get out of this with keeping the game tied. Did every team get new bats for regionals? No, I don't think so. I mean, I'm sure some did, but I'm seeing a lot of caked up pine tar on some of these bats. Isn't it funny? Oklahoma's number 2 guy is Kyson Witherspoon's brother, and he throws 97, 98. Single up the middle for Ole Miss. Looks like they're going to take the lead. Yep, they do. Any Zins in the chat? Come on, Zane. You know better than that. Kyle Bott, Georgia Tech new bats for regionals. He's being humble. I wasn't going to say anything, Dan, but thank you for posting that in the chat. Yeah, I forked over their sponsorship. Their sponsorship wouldn't give them any new bats, so I figured you might as well do it. Well, big situation for Southern Miss here. Oh no, wild pitch. Canes and Zach, how are you enjoying the Berg? Zach isn't in the Berg. Canes is. What's up, Dan? Canes is having a blast, obviously because Miami won. Dan, I went to Sully's today. Canes, did you ever say what you ordered? What did you get at Sully's, man? Tell us what you got, and give us a 1 through 10 Barstool Pizza review rating of the food. 2.6 milligram upper decky here. Nice, 954. Nice. I'm going to the breakfast place tomorrow and one of the lunch places as well. Yeah, hey, you got a lot of time tomorrow, Canes. You're playing in that primetime game tomorrow. Dusty, are you surprised that Murray State is still sticking with their starting pitcher right now? Are you surprised we haven't seen, especially here, a left-on-left bullpen arm would make a lot of sense, but Southern Miss fans are really nice. That's great. Wow, big play there by the first baseman for Murray State to get him out of the inning. Ole Miss does take a 5-4 lead. The steak I ordered is a filet. Nice. Great town. Did sports there way back in the day. Kane's got a virgin coconut latte daiquiri at Sully's. Good for you, Canes. Amazing people, Dan says. Dusty wants the link. I sent it to you, Dusty. Wow, everybody just chatted all at once. I don't think so, Mott. I don't think she doesn't really show up till later. Kyle, are you going to the live stream tech game for a couple of innings, then sign off like today? Superstitious? I don't know. Maybe. All right. India person is getting banned. Kyle, let me and Dusty in. I don't drink, only at weddings or special events. That's nice, Canes. I had a bad experience at 17 years old for the Floyd Mayweather versus McGregor fight. Any NIL bonuses tied to regional supers College World Series? That's a good question, Dove. I'm sure there's some out there. I think for the most part, though, it's pretty much all like this is what you're getting. But I wouldn't doubt it if there are none out there now, Dove. That will be a thing probably. Stayed up 3-1. Columbia's still trying to minimize the damage and get out of this inning. They would have been out of this inning with no runs given up if that left fielder had caught the fly ball. All right, Dan, let me send you this. The food review is below in the chat. Dude, chat, it's like the chat's moving so fast. Just post it again, Canes. I won't be able to find it. I think Alex will be all regional, possibly all American. He definitely, I mean, based on the first game, he probably should be all regional. All American, he may be in there. It's tough to make it in that, man. It's really tough. Kyle, if my comments keep getting deleted, I will come to your studio and wreak havoc. Okay, I don't know why they're getting deleted, but 2-2 Arizona State versus UC Irvine. Yep, 2-2. Wiley Ballard enjoyer. Thank God committee put Oregon State national seed and let OK State into the dance. Brilliant. Yeah. Yeah, that made a lot of sense, right? Right, Wiley? Not like any of us. Wow. Uh-oh. Murray State gets a big break. A single turned into a triple because of an error. That's big for Murray State. I'm pretty sure that person tried out at Tech sophomore year, maybe. Smash the like button. That's right, Blue. Get Polka and Dusty on. Dusty is in here now. I'm bringing him on. Dusty is now in here. What's up, Dust?
What's up, boys? And girls.
That's right, and girls.
Let me pause my TV real quick.
Okay. Alex Hernandez, future Miami Hurricane. I don't know about that, Canes. Watch it. Watch saying things like that in this chat, Canes, is dangerous. Yeah, who could have predicted that Oregon State was going to, struggle against St. Mary's based on their schedule this year? It's almost like they played a bunch of not great teams all year and played them close. I told some Alabama fans that were wearing LeBron jerseys that he's coming to Miami next year, and they weren't happy with me. They were actually so upset with me. Well, I mean, I'm sure they like him. I'm sure they don't want him going to Miami. Hey, you talked to our RC. You know the deal now. That's true. That's true. Dusty going black collared shirt. Yeah, man, he's looking professional. Miami already had an Alex Hernandez, probably. Big situation here, Dusty, for Murray State. They got to get this runner in from third. 2-1 count.
Yeah, I was about to ask you what game we're watching.
I got the quad box up. So I got a squeeze play on one screen, and then I got the Ole Miss game on the other. So the squeeze plays got Nebraska, Oklahoma, UC Irvine, Arizona State, Columbia Southern Miss, and Murray State, Ole Miss. Wiley Ballard Enjoyer says Oregon State has been getting shut down by St. Mary's kid barely below a 5 ERA. Well, who would have thought?
Yeah, I got Murray State on now. Bottom left. Yeah, 2-1 count, 4-3. Big at bat for them, huh?
Yeah, you got to get this run in. Got to get this run in.
The thing is, like, the longer, it's the same thing we were talking about in the game tomorrow. The longer you let Ole Miss hang around at their park, it's just a nightmare, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But if you keep it a close game where Ole Miss feels like they got to win this game, I mean, obviously they do. Even if Murray State loses, if Ole Miss throws a couple of their good arms, that's a bonus.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Murray State did it right. They got out early.
Yep.
They had their best arm. But like the arm has been laboring the last 2 innings. Sorry, I got to turn like this to watch the games.
Polka, Dusty, what's your opinion on what's happening in Southern Sudan? I have no idea. I don't think Dusty knows either. Wiley Ballard Enjoyer, thank you, Polka. I think Kyle has been to Khartoum visiting Iranian operatives. He's been too quiet. Uh-oh. Oh, wow. Ole Miss right fielder almost makes an unbelievable play, but that turns into a double, and Murray State has tied the game.
Well, that
does not look good for Ole Miss's right fielder.
Oh, it's not routine though, Kyle. Easy.
I said he almost made an unbelievable play.
Oh, okay.
Like full run jump into the wall, and the wall knocked the glove out of the ball of his glove.
The thing about this game, the Ole Miss and Murray State game, Kyle, that I've been watching most of the night is it's not been a fluke. Like Ole Miss has outplayed them.
Yeah.
So far.
And Murray State's bats are legit. Yeah, Murray State's bats are legit. Like they're crushing the ball.
And it's going to be the normal problem where, you have Murray State has, I have to assume, I've not watched them play this year, but they have 1 or 2 arms they really trust. So they're riding their starter. I bet their starter, regardless of the score, goes and gets 110 pitches. Like they're going to wait him out.
Yeah. And this is like Upstate tied it up, JD. Nice. Upstate. That was my pick for the upset in the regional.
Yeah, dude, I know I put it in the chat, but Upstate's starter was legit.
Yeah.
90-95, really good breaker.
Yeah.
I have that game on the bottom right. Yeah, it looks like they just went ahead in the 8th.
John says, Kyle, you got a super chat coming if Upstate doesn't lose by 2.5 or more. All right, John. Hey, let's go. Let's go Upstate. Let's go.
John's
Upstate.
Just watching for fun.
Yeah, man. Well, John likes to kind of take my suggestions and make bets on them. So I guess you owe me something, John.
That stat line by John was awful particular.
Yeah, it was. It was awful particular. Mott Hyde, I'm in your basement. Oh God, Mott's somewhere in here. He's trying to play the scare game.
He's got the ninja sneak.
Upstate is not a bad team. No, dude, they're very good. They're always good.
So I think that's the thing that I'm noticing over the last 5 years is, do the 4 seeds have the horses in depth to beat a 1 seed? Probably not. But any given day, they can hang right in.
They're good enough to win one. And I do think you're seeing that, especially the mid-majors in the Southeast from the last 2 or 3 years with the portal. It does seem like they are getting better high school players. So like you're seeing a lot of these teams come in as 4 seeds. You're like, dang, that's they're throwing a guy that's Upstate starter was what, he hit 95, his highest. I mean, that's legit. I heard a lot of people give credit to Murray State. Head coach seems awesome. Can you find what the midweek score from earlier this year between the two? Dan, why don't you find it? I'm trying to manage this chat, man. The chat is live tonight. So Upstate hit a solo shot to tie it in the top of the 8th. Polka says Upstate has been trending up for 3 or 4 years. I don't know how they do it, but they have been so good against Power 4 midweeks. Yeah, and I think they were talking about that on Squeeze Play, how like for Upstate, this isn't they're not scared of Clemson. They play Clemson twice every year. It's just not it's not like they're going to a place that they've never been and it's a different environment. Like they play at Clemson all the time.
So Kyle, to that point, I put it in the chat, but you so egregiously just went right over it.
Okay.
Murray State has already played at Ole Miss.
Yep.
Did you know that?
No.
Which I think is kind of important. They've been at the field, they've been at the stadium, they know what it's like. I think that's a little bit of a no one's really talked about that in the sense of comfortability.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not like a foreign environment, like a team you've never played. Like Upstate's faced these bullpen arms. Like they faced these bullpen arms. They know what most of them look like.
Yeah.
And Clemson's using Malstott, their best reliever, game 1.
Is that the subby?
Yeah, and he gave it up. He gave up the solo shot.
Hate to see it.
And give credit to Polka, who said a couple weeks ago that guy Malstott keeps giving up fly balls to the warning track. Someone's going to get him at some point. USC Upstate just got him.
Well, that's the thing about sinkers. Like if you're a subby guy that misses up in the zone, it's an 86 mile an hour cookie.
Blue says, Kyle, I told y'all Columbia would beat Southern Miss. Well, game's not over yet. 4 seed any given Sunday with their best on the mound, not with the WCC 5 ERA versus a national seed. Yeah. Talking about St. Mary's against Oregon State. Dusty's still willing to bring that smoke in person. Respect. Dusty is bringing in some good stuff. Polka, USC Upstate has barely played Clemson. What do you mean? They play them every year. That's why he's a valuable asset to the stream. All right, show him your setup, Dusty. What do you mean? Southern Miss has also played Alabama this season. That's why they are throwing their number 2. Kyle 954 wants to see my setup.
Yeah, I think Jeremy Shear hit a homer off me back in the day.
Jeremy Shear, I think, took me deep in 2013.
Yeah.
For what team? What team?
I think maybe Clemson.
Okay.
But it definitely wasn't in the AC tournament.
Was it or was it not?
It wasn't. It's there. But yeah, so Kyle, what game are you on right now? What are we watching?
I'm focused on the Ole Miss Murray State game, but right now we got Auburn. I mean, dude, Central Connecticut keeps putting runners on against Auburn. It's top of the 3rd. They have runners on 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Central Connecticut, who I don't think anybody predicted to be in a game with Auburn, has every inning. Like Auburn's in trouble because they're throwing a lot of pitches already. I think they've already gone to the bullpen.
What inning is Auburn?
Top 3. They've already gone to the bullpen.
The 3rd inning, give me a break. Not interested. Let's go these deep games, Kyle.
Tennessee's up 9-1 top of the 9th on Miami, Ohio. Creighton is up 7-3 on Kansas, top 6. That would be an upset.
Clemson and Upstate's the game to watch right now.
Which one?
Clemson Upstate. 1-run game.
Yes.
Bottom
No,
8.
tie game. Tie game.
Tie game. Yeah, tie game.
Polka asked for the stream invite, and then he hadn't shown up. Polka says, nope, I blew Shear's doors off Friday night 2013. Talk Upstate Clemson. Utah Valley. Dude, Utah Valley is up 4-0. Wait, this may be an inside the park home run. Utah Valley is up 4-0 on Oregon, top 3. The West Coast hosts are not looking great, boys. UCLA looked really good, but besides them.
Kyle, there's nothing you'd like more than Oregon State to.
No, I mean, it's not that I don't like Oregon State. I just think they were way overvalued when it came to like credentials as a resume. Clemson gets a leadoff single in the bottom of the 8th. Central Connecticut just gets a base hit. And they're going to tie the game up against Auburn. Jeez, man. These 4 seeds came to play today. JD says that and watch St. Mary's and Oregon State. Did that one time and my eyes were closed. Don't know who was pitching. Dusty, probably me, sure. Who did Auburn start? I didn't catch the first inning, but they had a lefty in the second inning. And he doesn't have that many pitches thrown, so I think they went to the bullpen. I could be wrong.
Kyle, look what I got falling for tomorrow, winner's game.
What do you got, a rack of ribs?
We got a whole rack right here, baby.
Nice.
Throw her on the smoker.
3, 2, 1 or what?
Yeah, 3, 2, 1.
Is that just like you just keeping that right next to your desk? I mean, you're not going to keep it cold?
It'll be ready come game time.
Is it frozen right now?
It was frozen, but I'm thawing it out for the Canes. I'm doing it for Zach and for Canes and for me, you,
Okay.
Paul, and Mott, and Zane for the boys. Winner's racket.
Big update from Dove. Wright State coach said nothing wrong with starter, just he was laboring and had walked last four of the last 8.
Nice scoop, Dovey.
I just don't understand. It's like, dude, if you're going to win a regional, you just can't. You got to make if your starter is throwing a no-hitter and giving up no runs, he's got to stay in the game until he gives up a base runner, I guess. I don't know.
Well, here's one thing I was thinking about today earlier, Kyle. It's like, so in the college basketball tournament, if 1 beats a 16 or 2 beats a 15, they're a guaranteed job.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not that way in baseball if a 4 beats a 1. But if a 4 look at what Scott Strickland did at Kent State 10 years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think that outside of just winning that game, I think a lot of these mid-major coaches are thinking, okay, I'm in. Look at, did you see the interview with Murray State's coach?
No.
He didn't say anything explicit, but like, he seemed like a young, sharp guy. Like he's thinking, if I get out of this regional.
Oh yeah, if you're a mid-major and you get to super regional, like that coach, you got helium as far as like getting a bigger job. 100%.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt about it. It's like that's almost either you stay there and win year over year for 7-8 years, or you get hot 1 year. But but it's hard because in basketball you win 1 game.
Yes.
In baseball you have to win, probably 4.
Yeah. You got to win a bunch.
Yeah. So I think that's an interesting parallel.
It is. Polka says, Kyle, I think 4 seeds are bringing in solid players with huge upside because Power 4 is so locked on portal. 100%. 100%. Not for the girls, Dusty.
Sorry, Pie Gal.
I'm rooting hard for the ACC, Kane says. A rising tide raises all ships. That's correct, Canes. Helps all of us in recruiting if the conference does good, and it will hurt us even more if the conference performs like trash. 100%. Wiley Baldinger, they don't sell Zin in Italy. What am I supposed to do? Any input appreciated.
Wait. Why is Wiley in Italy on regional weekend?
Yeah, that's a crazy thing.
So let me get this straight. The official ESA quant guy
Yeah, I mean he's I mean he's trying to lose his job, I guess. Yeah, he's trying to lose his job.
Despicable.
Mott Hyde, my family is at Disney till Sunday. Let's go to the bar with no AC by Dusty's house and watch the game.
Actually, I know that place was bought out.
Yeah,
it's an it's an upscale like seafood place.
Okay, well that works still. Polka, I'd like to see Murray State coach at UVA, big time dude. Nancy Pye, Clemson runners first and third, one out. Yep, Clemson is threatening to take the lead. 954, you're not far from Switzerland, Wiley. Yeah, that's where they're made. Wiley Ballard, Dusty, please stop. Don't do this.
But I mean, it's kind of typical, you know. It's hard to find folks that really love it, and then you think you get one, and they're in Italy. So what time is it there? Is it 4:00?
It's what is it, like 6 hours ahead? Yeah, it's got to be like 3 or 4 a.m. right? It's like 4, maybe 5 hours ahead, but it's still it's late no matter what time it is.
Look at Canes. Look at him. He was supposed to be in Italy, but he knew better.
Canes, Mr. Worldwide. He was supposed to be in Italy. I was supposed to be in Italy right now. If there was racing, I would be. Glad I told my mom I don't want to go. And Wiley, the nicotine over there is so small compared to over here. You need to bring stuff over. 6 hour difference, Nancy says. Okay, thank you, Nancy. Wiley, I woke up at 3 a.m. to be on this stream. You get cranky when it's 9 p.m. local time. We are not the same. That's true. That's true. You're a little bit younger than me, though, Wiley. So,
Kyle, let me ask you a question for a regular on here. This is out for Nancy Pie Gal. What is? I'd love to know if you don't mind sharing. What's your connection to Georgia Tech?
Nancy's husband played at Georgia Tech.
Oh, you know this. Okay, cool.
Yeah, she says it in the chat. He played at Georgia Tech, and they're both Georgia Tech grads.
Right on.
Or I think Nancy is.
Nancy, glad to have you.
Canes, 3 a.m. My mom is texting. Clemson takes the lead in the 8th inning. Looks like was it a single or? Yep, base hit single. JD O'Connor staying home. I don't know about that, JD. I do know the deal is not done from a very, 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 very close source to the situation. Kyle, how much did you have to pay Dusty to come on stream? Nothing.
No, it was either this or I had to hang out with you tomorrow, and I was like, absolutely not on stream.
That was directed at Dusty. I'm ready to throw hands. It's 4 a.m. here. Dusty said, or Kane said she already did, Dusty. Nancy says, I'm not a grad, but we have 5 grads in the family. Okay. And your husband played at Georgia Tech.
That's all I need to know. Pie Gal's in.
Wiley says, I love Nancy. Oh, Clemson does a safety squeeze. So they take a 2-run lead. Upstate chances look like they're fading away a little bit. Ole Miss has used a good amount of arms already this game. Jeremy Shear, my Georgia Tech connection driving by after a 14-under consolation loss. Nancy says, yeah, left-handed pitcher. Her husband was a left-handed pitcher. Canes, Dusty has some Heimers like Professor Rosenthal. He remembers some things and forgets others.
Yeah, that's not wrong. I've been that's how I operate. I remember what I want and I forget what I don't.
St. Mary's is still leading Oregon State 3-2 in the top of the 7th, and they have a runner on second with 1 out.
Clemson's about to blow this open.
Yeah, really important. And what is it, Canarella at the plate, looks like?
But you don't like Canarella. That's not your guy.
Canarella just hit one pretty deep. Solo double 2-run homer to center for Canarella.
Son of a biscuit.
Wait, we got Dan Palka now on stream. Hello, Daniel.
Kyle, what's up with my camera? Why is it so zoomed in?
You're asking me? I don't know. Maybe because you put it really close to your face.
Well,
Clemson has taken a big lead over Upstate, now winning 7-3 in the bottom of the 8th.
Yeah, the Clemson watch is over. Hey, whatever happened, Kyle? Whatever happened to what was the one school you guys all clowned me for? UTAVG.
UT Rio Grande Valley.
Didn't make it, I assume.
They didn't make it. No.
Okay, just as I thought.
I think everyone thought they were going to win their conference, and they didn't.
So I was correct once again.
All right, let's see here. Regardless of the outcome tonight, Kane Swinney has done a great job at Upstate. Definitely one of the young up-and-coming coaches. Recruited son last summer. Good dude, honest and genuine. Yeah, he is. He's done a great job there. Cheering for Clemson, Nancy Pygal. Kane's Alzheimer's, but instead of alls you put some. Okay. Danny Burke, Miami, we are up, baby. Zach, Utah Valley. That's right. Utah Valley's beating Oregon State or Oregon right now. Mott, you're a lucky girl for marrying a left-handed pitcher, Nancy. Wiley Ballard, get in there. Dusty, stop dodging the truth. I'm growing this brand globally. UTRGV, a fraud as suspected, Dusty says. I will not be slandered. I am ESA worldwide. There's some truth to that. Mississippi State is beating Northeastern 3-2, top of the third. 4-2 now. And I'll tell you what will be interesting, Dusty, is if Mississippi State, let's say Mississippi State advances to a super regional. That makes the coaching search a lot more complicated because then you're basically saying, well, we're going to go get a different guy anyway. Like, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, it sounds like they have their guy. Well, I don't understand your question. Are you insinuating they're going to keep?
No. What? Yeah. Well, I'm saying like let's say Mississippi State gets to a super regional, does that change an AD's mindset in hiring a new coach?
Okay, I got you.
Because Parker, they've played really well since he's took over as interim head coach.
I think if Brian O'Connor is on the table, that's what it is.
Yeah, I think it's I think you can't say no to him.
However, you said this earlier this week. I won't be surprised BOC's been there what, 20 years?
Yeah, I mean, like right around there.
I wouldn't be surprised if Virginia says, "Okay, we'll give you a 25% raise." I would be. I'm not believing. If it would have been done, it would have been done by now. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think it's either Mississippi State has decided they're moving on, and it's going to be Brian O'Connor, or Brian O'Connor hasn't taken the job.
Yeah. Or they could be waiting for Mississippi State to get eliminated.
I was going to say the one thing is to wait for the season to be over. So,
yeah,
much like we saw last year with Texas and TCU, it's like it could be done with a handshake.
Yeah.
But it's either, to me, I think there's two ways it goes. It's either going to be Brian O'Connor or Mississippi State gets to a super plus and they can't get it done with BOC, and then it's going to be retained.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I do think I kind of misspoke a second ago. I do think that part of the reason it hasn't been announced is they're still playing. You know, that's always kind of awkward.
Well, I talked to somebody who's as close as it can possibly get, and he told me the deal is not done. So they're still in conversation, but like they haven't reached an agreement.
Well, if you're Brian O'Connor, I'm sure like, why aren't you asking for the moon and the stars? Like,
yeah.
Whatever it's almost like, and I know he's probably getting paid handsomely, but it's like whatever I'm making here, I want twice. Because
but also another factor is, he's going to get more. He's going to get more money, but does he feel like I'm just going to get way more support at Mississippi State?
To me, there's no doubt about that. Like, there's no. I think that's all without being said. I think the leverage that Virginia has is the familiarity. He won't have to uproot his family. He won't have to do all those things.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if they said, hey, for example, if Mississippi State is offering 20% more, if Virginia came in at 15% more, he would say. Like there's a reason that you've heard it hasn't been done.
Yeah. St. Mary's just took a 4-run lead over Oregon State with a 2-run or 3-run home run. 3-run home run. Let's catch up with chat here. Buck B's in the chat. Buck, welcome back to the chat. Oregon State is who we thought they were, Zach says. Oregon State LMAO 954. Mississippi State is raking off this Northeastern pitcher. Yeah, Mississippi State's up to a big lead now. Is it 6-2? I actually have info to share to Kyle and Dusty. Oh, Canes, please do.
Give it to us, Canes.
I thought playing Cal State Northridge in Hawaii would prepare Oregon State for the postseason. Auburn just took the lead over Central Connecticut with a solo shot in the bottom of the third. This game is taking, now it's 6-4. This Auburn Central Connecticut game is taking forever. They are in the bottom of the third with no outs. Oh my gosh.
Kyle, we got big news out of Canes. I bet it's true.
All right, let's. Northeastern isn't playing in the Coastal Athletic Conference right now. That's right, That's right, Burke. Canes, I was told by someone close to our program that after they didn't make the regional, they increased the budget of baseball for Virginia. Okay. Yeah, and so that's another question is Virginia willing to say we're going to, provide more scholarships, NIL, all that stuff. So that is something to consider.
But also something to consider is the fact that, and I don't know the answer to this, Kyle, but what are they paying their football coach? I can't imagine Tony Elliott's getting middle tier money.
Yeah.
Tony Bennett probably was, but what's their basketball coach, the new one? I don't know. It's like, I don't think it's a matter of what they have to spend. And I don't know the answer to this, but the idea of him getting, 30% more from Virginia based off what he's done, I don't think is crazy.
Yeah.
It feels like,
but does the super conference thing, does that outweigh everything too, though? If he feels like in 2 or 3 years, Virginia's not going to make the super conference, and then they're in the baby brother division.
And I think I told you this in the chat. I've heard from good sources from other coaches, other non-primary coaches, that it's not a matter of if, it's when.
Mm-hmm.
And I've heard from coaches who have turned down head coaching jobs in peripheral sports that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
So it's like it's a race to, can you get in that top 30, 40 total, and it's based off football, right? The total revenue. And I don't think Virginia's in there. I don't think, honestly, I think Georgia Tech's fringe.
Yeah. Georgia Tech is their football program is headed in the right direction. Probably going to be top 25 this year. So, but they're definitely fringy.
And I think Miami.
Let's catch up with the chat real quick. Wiley Ballard, don't need it to be mansplained that UVA's coach would have to buy a house in Mississippi. Dusty, acknowledge ESA Global. Zach, Kyson Witherspoon's brother is touching 97 in the fifth. Yeah, I mean, Oklahoma's got pitching, man. Skip Johnson, they call him the professor for a reason. He develops arms with the best of them. I don't think they can offer what Mississippi State is offering, not even on any level, truthfully, but he basically has a lifetime job there like the Texas Tech coach. So the question is, is he comfortable staying in Virginia as long as they make necessary kind of support additions to him? Or is he just saying, I want to get to the super conference and Virginia's not going to be in it? Southern Miss hitters are struggling bad against velocity.
Kyle, I think you bring up a good point there. It's like, and a point I missed in my last kind of explanation is that's what I think a lot of baseball coaches are going to start eyeing these top 40 jobs.
Yeah.
Let's call them top 40 football jobs because that's where the revenue is.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe Duke. So it's like maybe Pollard won't leave.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's like if you're already in there, why are you going to leave?
Yeah.
But if Brian O'Connor is leaving Virginia, that's a huge sign to college baseball of what's going to happen. And then
what's happening in a couple years.
And then Danny Hall choosing to retire, after being a really strong, all these things are pointing towards basically we got to get to the SEC, or we have to be a top 2 Big Ten team, which makes the jobs that aren't good for baseball. Like think about Ohio State.
Yep.
Think about I'm trying to think of like Missouri. All of a sudden is a hot commodity, which is interesting because they just retained their coach.
Yeah.
It's like, there's a rub now suddenly that of where for years a mid-major baseball team would have been better than Missouri as far as a coaching job.
Yeah.
But now it's like, what do you put your marbles in?
Yeah. Witherspoon brothers are nasty. Oklahoma's legit shot against North Carolina. I'm assuming it will be Witherspoon versus DeCaro. Yeah, it 100% will be. Danny Burke, there's probably going to be head coaches in low-level ACC/Big 12 programs taking assistant coach jobs in the SEC. Very well. You could see that. Depends on how much they're getting paid and everything like that. But, we saw A&M's pitching coach, who was the head coach at Washington, take the pitching coach job at A&M, right? So we saw a move kind of like that. I also think the report by Pete Nakos is straight from the agent of the Wake Forest pitching coach. I think the Wake coach is looking for a raise. Yeah, I will say this, Canes. I was told that if O'Connor takes the job, the entire Virginia staff is going with him. Now, again, things can change. People can be a little bit out of the loop on some things, but the guy I talked to was he would know. Can the conference change by sport? I don't know. That's a good question, 954. Like the question is the football conference going to be a super conference, but then is baseball
So from what I've heard, it's going to, and I think when this all changes, it'll be a little bit of I think there'll be movement and agility, but I from what I'm hearing now from peripheral sports that are worried about this, it's going to start as, instead of NCAA, there's going to be, call it super conference.
Yeah.
40 teams all competing against each other.
Yeah. So they're not going to be involved in the NCAA, meaning they can't play against an NCAA sport or team.
Yeah. They'll no longer be the governing body of NCAA.
Unless it becomes like LIV and PGA and they can still kind of play each other outside of conference. But, that's long enough away. They can make those decisions and we'll figure it out. Canes, we not call them Fake Forest, by the way. You weren't there earlier. We now call them Fake Forest. Just wanted to catch you up. Yes, 954. Many schools play in different conferences, sport by sport. Southern Miss is crapping the bed. But Kane says, but how are they fake, Dusty? They lost 3 top 10 overall picks. That's true. They definitely underperformed based on how people thought they were going to play this year, though. Tired of Dusty dodging my impact. Wiley Ballard enjoyer.
Wiley, what do you have for me? I'm sorry.
He wants you to say ESA Global.
ESA has gone regional.
Regional. Canes, hard to bounce back after that. I don't think any school has ever done that. That's true. They got their ace whipped by Cincinnati, Dusty says. Yeah, Zach says Wake is about to go 2 and out again. Kane says 9 outs, gentlemen. 9 outs. For the Columbia win, hey, Murray State heading to the 7th inning with a 5-4, or is it 6-5 lead over Ole Miss.
That's where the eyes need to be, Kyle.
The eyes are there. The eyes are there. Don't worry.
And for the chat, everyone listening, let's rally the boys and girls. It's been 19 years too long.
Yes, it has. Wiley Ballard, I hate this co-host guy. Zach, we all knew Georgia Tech should have been a host over Southern Miss. It's certainly looking that way. Kane, Cincinnati had Griffin Hughes. They know how to recruit. That shouldn't surprise you. Cincinnati is what we call them, Canes.
So the thing, I said this in the chat earlier, dude. I know not many people, probably none here, have been to Cincinnati's baseball facilities. Dude, they're ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's the fact that Ohio State and Cincinnati have been nothing for 20 years is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Especially when you see the fact that Kent State has had a good run.
Yeah, it just goes to show you that, like, it's not all about facilities. Like, these best players in those cold weather states, they just don't. And I know from working with a bunch of those guys, like, They just don't want to play in the cold weather states.
Well, that's
like
how I was. I was like, okay, I'm going to play college baseball.
Yeah.
I'm going to go somewhere warm, and that was like the first qualifying.
Yeah, no one wants to play in like 20-degree weather or worse the first month of the year.
All right, what inning is Murray State in?
It's, I believe, going to the bottom of the sixth, actually. Bottom of the sixth, Murray State up, it should be.
This game will never end.
Zach says, we're all Columbia and Murray State fans right now. That's right. Wiley Ballard enjoyer Canes can get his rocks off about a recruit unlike anybody else. Wild.
Man.
Canes, it's been 20-plus years since we won a road regional as well.
I think Wiley Ballard enjoyers had a little bit too much vino.
I think he's been out in.
It's time to go to bed.
He's been out in Florence drinking that 1 liter, $5 a bottle wine.
As the kids say, that'll hit different.
All right, let's see here. So we got another bullpen move for Ole Miss, bringing in Gunnar Dennis, left-handed reliever. Ole Miss is using a lot of arms so far. One of Kyle's kids that he advises was posting Alabama stuff today. Don't let us win this regional. We'll take him once August 1st starts. Dusty, you have all those screens and can't turn on the Georgia Tech regional game? Dusty's off screen for a moment. I don't like when Squeeze Play takes all the games off to go to the studio camera. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fine, but there's a bunch of like really good games going on right now. Keep them all on. Now the question is, can Murray State add on? Right? Can they add a few extra runs? Nancy says, use all the Ole Miss arms. That's right. Wiley Bowden enjoyer. Fellas, I woke up to pee and had to check on ball because I care. No vino involved. Sorry you can't relate to loving ball. WBE gold. Hey, we all love ball here, Wiley. Don't be throwing around those kind of accusations, man. We all love ball in this stream. We all love ball. Hello to Mrs. Isaacs and his child, I believe. Yeah, Mrs. Isaacs was a really good softball player at Georgia Tech. Does Murray State have any pitching left? That's a good question. And Murray State just drives one to deep center, but good play by the center fielder. No Wiley Ballard slander here, 954. Dusty hates ball. I don't think Dusty hates ball. I think Dusty loves ball. But all right, so Utah Valley is still beating Oregon 4-3 in the bottom of the fourth. Columbia is up 6-3 on Southern Miss in the top of the seventh. And St. Mary's, if we can cut this replay. Jared M., absolutely awesome video about high school hitting, Kyle. My son and many others could use that knowledge, and go CCSU. Thanks, Jared. Make sure he shares it with all of his friends. St. Mary's is up 6-3 in the bottom of the seventh against Oregon State. Clemson won. Yeah. They just took a 4-run lead going into the ninth. It's just tough to win that.
Yeah, that game's over.
Kane says Mrs. Isaacs was on the screen. That's why he took his camera off.
Yes, that's also true.
All right, Southern Miss coming up to bat here, moving to the bottom of the seventh. Oregon State has a runner on second with 2 outs in the bottom of the seventh, but they're still down 6-3 to St. Mary's. Only 2 ACC losses today, right? Nancy asks. Oh, Wake Forest and who else? Who was the other ACC team to lose today, Dusty? Do you know?
What was the question?
Who was the other ACC team to lose today? NC State. Wake Forest and NC State. NC State got boat raced by Stetson. Well, Oregon State hits a triple with 2 outs. Now it's 6-4 St. Mary's. Murray State gets a walk with 2 outs. Boat raced, is that a technical term? Yes, it is. Buck, Beaver triple. That's right. Canes, also NC State losing, showing surprise you. Say that again, Kane, so I can understand what you're trying to say. Oregon State has life, Zach. Yeah, they got a little bit of life. Big pitcher up that St. Mary's removes their starting pitcher. Heck of a job. How many runs does Murray State need to win this game, Dusty? How many more do they need to add on?
I was just thinking that. It's the 7th. Probably 3.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ole Miss is not a great. I mean, they're a decent hitting team, but they just hit for a lot of power. So it's almost like if you don't walk guys and you get a couple runs more, you feel pretty good. As long as you don't allow them to hit a 2 or 3 run home run. Kane, Stetson had Jonathan Gonzalez on the bump. He's rated the number 16 overall pitcher in the nation, and he's from Christopher Columbus, of course. Kane's always pumping his high school. Wally Bowdenjoyer, thanks. Why does Buck get to talk about triple Beaver, but you told me I'd be banned? Because I know your intent versus Bucks. Tough at bat for Murray State there. Tough at bat. Ole Miss gets out of it. Ole Miss only has 5 hits on the night and 5 runs. But that's the kind of offense they have. Dan Dosky, I know we're on college, but the wife insists on Yankee baseball. Judge and Ohtani both hit deep center field homers in the first. Pretty cool. Dan, we're watching college baseball tonight, all right? But yeah, they're both pretty good. Zach, this Columbia pitcher has a 6.57 ERA and is shutting down Southern Miss. Southern Miss are frauds. Swing decisions. That's right, Buck. Swing decisions. It's all about swing decisions. Dusty, you got to hold on to chat. I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick.
Let's do it.
You're in charge of the chat.
I am now the face of ESA. Welcome, boys. Everything goes. I said Beaver triple, not triple Beaver. Not on the menu tonight. Fair enough. Hey, Dan, I don't care what Kyle says. I can talk about Ohtani and Judge all day. Who's better? Probably Ohtani, right? The fact that he has the right arm. Yeah, party foul, no doubt. Kyle leaves. Trust me with this empire he's built. Isn't that nice? Canes sent my good friend Zika player.
All right, we're back.
No, Kyle, I'm handling this. It's all right.
You're handling it.
Canes apparently sent Zika guy.
I'll text him.
No, unfortunately not. Our first names are the same, but no, nothing for Dusty Springfield nor or Dusty Rhodes. Just me.
Good player for real and good character. I'll text Zeke. Let him know you sent him somebody. Zach, Scott Hansen from NFL Red Zone will be disappointed in Kyle for taking a bathroom break. That's right. I do think he gets studio breaks, though, at some point.
Oh, I got a question for me, Kyle.
Go ahead.
From my good friend Wiley Ballard Enjoyer. All right, so I've done the gamut. The best thing I've done recently is country-style ribs. It's not they're cheap, they're pork, but they're easy and they're really good. If you get your hands on them, go for it. Kyle,
Dove, does Frank still have an Ice House Empire? Yes, he does. Yes, he does. It's growing as well. Nancy, dusty off subject, but what does wife think of GT softball program? They heading in the right direction?
Wow. Who asked that?
Nancy,
great question. I think it was promising this year. I don't want to speak for Haley, but promising this year they made a regional. However, it's definitely not the standard that I think she would say it should be at. But I think they're trending upwards. It's hard, like everything else, when especially it's everything we've talked about, but even more so in softball. Like there's 4 really good schools, and Georgia happens to be one of them. You know,
yeah.
So
Danny Burke, how will D1 baseball spin this likely Oregon State loss? I don't know. I'm gonna love to see it though. Canes, he played at the D3 national champion. He was at Miami last year. He's a redshirt freshman. Okay. Dosky, damn, Kyle didn't even let Dusty hold the wheel for a full commercial break. Yeah, hey, had to get back quick. Dusty Isaacs is actually Dusty Baker's son. I don't think so.
No.
Wiley Ballard, Pi Gal supremacy. But I mean, Georgia Tech softball, when Haley got on campus the year prior, was very similar to Georgia Tech baseball. They were like one of the best teams in the country.
They were
right?
They were a super host.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, so when Haley got there, her first year was the year before she got on campus. They were a super host, and then I think 3 of the 4 years they made a regional, but they had a couple of down years.
Yeah.
But all right, Kyle, I'm out for tonight.
All right, man. See ya.
All right, see you guys.
All right, we thank Dusty for making an appearance. Now it's just back to me. Maybe Daniel Palka will make an appearance later. We'll see. He tried to make an appearance earlier and wasn't working or something. He does have 2 little kids, so, you know, as most of us do now. So it's sometimes that messes things up. But yeah, St. Mary's is still in the driver's seat, 6-4, top of the 8th. They are hitting now with 1 out. Battlefront says, and that's Caps. Battlefront is Caps, I believe, says bye, Dusty. Canes 6 outs, baby. Squeeze play took the game down. Canes, what play was made? Southern Miss down to final 6 outs. Dude, Miami is drooling right now. Is this our 12-hour stream? No, Buck. The 12-hour stream the goal did not get reached. But I did tell Canes, like, we'll probably do maybe next week for Super Regionals. We'll do like a 6-hour stream or something. But we'll see. We'll see. In Columbia, we trust, Smitty says. Canes, you think Columbia can hold on? I mean, so far so good, right? I think it's always scary when you take out a starter that's done well because you're just like, man, they haven't figured him out yet, you know? Is that Kane says help Kyle out? Yeah, come on, guys, help me out. Let me make sure I really hope I... Okay, I did, I think. No, I didn't. Okay. We can't take Columbia lightly. All gas, no brakes from the first inning. Yep. 100%. But it's like, it's again, if it does end up being Columbia, like it's the best possible scenario for Miami, right? Like, at that point, you just if you beat Columbia or whoever you end up facing, like you got to win one more game. The pitcher made a crazy leaping catch. If he didn't make that, it would have been a blooper in the infield for a hit. This reliever from the Columbia has been better than the starter. Yeah, so it's like, it's the same thing. Like, even if a guy you feel like is going longer than you think, and Murray State is now pulling their starter. He's at 120 pitches. What an outing for him. But it's just scary when you have a guy that's been doing so well, you just don't want to take him out, right? Quite the mullet on that Utah Valley pitcher. Yes, that was nice. LSU's up 6-0 in the 6th on Little Rock. How many relief pitchers has Columbia used? I think just one, right, Zach and Canes? I think just one, 954. What a legend by the Murray State pitcher. Yeah, I mean, heck of a job, man. Like, even after he gave it up a little bit, like, he kept making pitches. Great job. Columbia 2-run shot. Oh man, I just missed it. Dude, that is a dagger. That is a dagger into Southern Miss. I just tweeted it out, guys. Like, the 4 seeds came to play today. Like, the 4 seeds came to play. Ole Miss is in trouble. Well, they got to run around with 1 out. Like, Ole Miss offense is scary because they just hit a lot of home runs. So a 1-run lead is terrifying against Ole Miss, but you know it's better than not having the lead. 9-hole hits a 2-run bomb. Yeah, that's what you love to see if you're Miami. And Southern Miss has what? Like, Southern Miss is doing their best to try to keep from using bullpen arms, but this lefty's getting in trouble now. Where is Dusty? Dan said Dusty had to go. Columbia is a legit team. They are not a fluke. You're right, man. And now you got Sam Miller up, who only hit 345 this year with 16 bombs. They would have been a good 3 seed. They would have been a 3 seed if it wasn't for 3 bid stealers, possibly. Columbia is good. We have a couple of players from our travel team there. Weak, Dan says? Yeah, super weak. He must have had to go watch Gilmore Girls. Utah Valley still leading Oregon in the bottom of the 5th. St. Mary's leading Oregon State in the bottom of the 8th with 2 outs. Nobody on. And Columbia is up 8-3 on Southern Miss with a runner on first and just 1 out. How much does Southern Miss regret not pitching their ace? I mean, they're definitely regretting it now, but I think, again, I mean, if you're planning on winning a regional, like you feel like you can throw, if you got a good number 2 like Southern Miss does, you feel like, all right, if we save our ace for whoever we face of Alabama and in Miami, like we're in pretty good shape. What's updates on final scores in Ole Miss? Ole Miss is down 6-5 in the bottom of the 7th with 1 out. They do have a runner on second. And Ole Miss just tied it up with a base hit single. Ole Miss just tied it up. Columbia is in the driver's seat against Southern Miss. They're up 8-3 in the top of the 8th. Speaking of mullets, saw a really nice fee mullet on the street the other day. Nice. Ole Miss ties it up. Yep. Yeah, and you just feel like 6 runs against Ole Miss offense is not going to be enough, right? And now it's not. Has Ole Miss used a lot of pitching? I think they've used a decent amount of arms, but not as many as you would think. Maybe 3 arms. A femulet? A femulet. All right, sorry, Buck. Sorry for that. Duke is beating Oklahoma State 12-5 in the top of the 9th. Oh, man, Kane says. Andrew Walters blew his arm. Really? Is that breaking news, Canes? Murray State needs a ground ball here. Need a ground ball. Nancy, don't talk like that yet. Game's not over. Hopefully Jones won't be rattled by Ole Miss fans tomorrow. But like we said, Nancy, I mean, I think you're set up really well if you're Georgia Tech. And I think Dusty's right with Brady Jones. Like, you're going to let him go as far as he can, but you're also aware of the fact that you have Payton and Patel ready to go. So you got to make sure that they are older brother, not younger. Okay. That's what I was like. I was like, what? I didn't see anything that looked bad. Yeah, John, I saw that, man. Oh my goodness, Cam Canarella broke your heart. Yeah, I saw that, man. That was tough. That's 2 UCLs, right? 954 said that. That's brutal if it's 2. Not the one on our team, the one in the majors, yeah. Your information is still the best in the world. Thank you, John. Yeah, man, it's like, man, USC Upstate just could not. It's so hard to beat Clemson in those 1-run game, 2-run games. Like, they just find a way to win. Like, Upstate needed to score, and Clemson's pitching staff did a great job. Like, kept like one of the best offenses in the country as far as runs scored per game. They kept them down. Just sent you the video of Walters. Let me see this video. Oh yeah, that's tough. That is tough. Murray State dude pitching is awesome. Mini Joe Kelly. Let me watch his motion, Dan. He's built like him, that's for sure. Yeah, he kind of does look like him. St. Mary's has a runner on first, top 9, 2 outs. Columbia has some good arms coming out of the pen. Yeah, they do, man. 92, like Columbia's legit. Oh, Murray State gets the pop up. And Murray State gets out of it. Tie game, heading to the top of the 8th. What's this forearm band dudes are wearing? Which game are you talking about, Dan? The wristband, you mean for the pitchers? Usually that's like the pitch. That's the thing that gives them the pitch sign. Ole Miss pop-up guy. Oh, I didn't see what he was wearing. No, the batter. Okay. I don't know. I didn't see it. Who does FSU play tomorrow? Thought they'd score more against Bethune. It's looking like they're going to play Northeastern and Mississippi State are playing right now. Mississippi State had a big lead, so it's looking like FSU will play Mississippi State. Arizona State's up 3-2 on UC Irvine in the top of the 6th. Duke beats Oklahoma State. Will play Georgia tomorrow at 6 Eastern. Hey, the Savannah Bananas are on ESPN Plus. Are you watching that too? No, definitely not watching that. Definitely not watching that. Utah Valley's up 4-3 on Oregon. Oh, man. The yawns are coming. Wow, Kane says. The portal move continues to happen. The portal moves continue to happen. Of course they do, man. Portal never stops. McClawson can give it up, I'll tell you what. Well, new arm for Ole Miss. Ole Miss has had to use a decent amount of their arms. 3-0 to start Murray State's hitter. Oregon State, bottom 9, down 2 runs to St. Mary's. Miami, my dark horse for Omaha. Braden Simpson from High Point, 24 home runs last season. What, to Miami, Canes? Where do you go, Canes? Oh my gosh, Columbia's left fielder misses another fly ball. Columbia's left fielder has dropped 2 fly balls in left field, and that cost them a run. It's now 8-4 Southern Miss. And that was with 2 outs. Oh, that was to LSU? Okay. Dude, Columbia's left fielder is struggling. I've never seen anything like that before. Like 2 fairly routine. The first one was legit routine. That one he had to run a little ways, but still like hit off his glove. This Columbia left fielder is awful. Yeah, he's having a pretty tough game out there. He's cost Columbia, 2 runs? It should be 8-2. St. Mary's has 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Wow, Columbia. What a play by Columbia's second baseman. Holy cow. What a play. That was a big league play right there. Ole Miss is getting another arm hot after the leadoff batter of the inning reaches base. Gabby is rooting so hard for Columbia. What a play by I think that's their second baseman. I don't know if maybe they put their shortstop up the middle. The ball is going to find that Columbia left fielder again before the game is over, Danny. Yeah, that's probably a good prediction. Ole Miss guy in bullpen warming up with headphones on. What have we come to? What have we come to? Oregon State gets a walk with 1 out. They do have the tying run at the plate now. Great stat on the Ole Miss regional game. 93% of regional winners win the opening game. 93%. 81% start 2-0. Just shows you guys like how important it is to go 2-0 in the regional. Like you just have, if you lose game 1, it's so tough to win a regional. The Columbia second baseman has been money all night. Yeah, he's made some great play. That was a fantastic play. 2-0 to this next hitter. It's 1 out for Murray State with the runner on first. Got too big, chased a pitch up. Let's go. We need the Murray State versus Ole Miss to go to extras. Keep burning arms. That would also be nice, Canes, for Georgia Tech. And Murray State's hitter now is like expanded the zone big time when he was in a 2-0 count. Now he's basically swung at 2 balls and made it a 2-2 count. Columbia is up in the top of the 9th with no outs. St. Mary's 1 out away from beating Oregon State. Murray State kid is so late on 90. Timing in college is so bad. Yeah, he is like incredibly late, Dan. Especially like when you're in a 2-0 count, like you can't be late. Pull it down the line, foul. You can't be late. I'm also with Columbia burning another arm and winning 8-7. Yeah, Canes, don't get too picky now. Oh, that was crushed by Columbia. That was crushed. Solo shot for Columbia. Now it's 9-4. Where is St. Mary's? California. Good at bat by Murray State hitter, though. He's worked it full. He's still fighting off that 91-mile-an-hour fastball, though. Dude, Columbia came to play. Columbia came to play. And he works the walk. Good at bat. Just starts late. Story of every college hitter. Yeah, I agree, Dan. His little hand move is so late. So late. His little hand pump. He's like a little barrel tip, and it's like right before. It's like as the ball's already moving. It's all the pitch is already released. He's like last second barrel tip swing. What the old school guys would call a hitch. St. Mary's beats Oregon State. St. Mary's upsets Oregon State in game 1 of the Corvallis Regional. 2 runners on now for Murray State. If I'm Murray State, you got to be patient against this guy. Like he is, you got to be dead red. Like I'm pulling this foul, or I'm pulling it down the line for a homer, or it's foul. You can't do that. Almost grounded to a double play, but still alive. First and third, 2 outs. In the top of the 8th. Take that, committee. Way to go, St. Mary's. Yeah, I mean, can Murray State take the lead with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th? Kyle said it all along, 2. Weak AF. Yeah, I mean, listen, it's like I never said like Oregon State's a bad team. I just thought like, man, they're just ranked way too high in the polls, and I could not believe they got a national seed. Like I thought realistically they should be like one of the back end hosts, like 14, 15, 16. Again, Oregon State got a host over Georgia Tech because they played a lot of road games against not great competition that boosted their RPI. 2-0 count here for Murray State, Dan. Can't be late. And he's not. Great 2-0 swing by Murray State. Great 2-0 swing. Murray State takes the lead in the top of the 8th. Wow. That's what a 2-0 swing looks like right there, guys. You're in a 2-0 swing. You got to be out front in the air. It's got to be out front in the air. Great at bat there. That's what a 2-0 swing should look like. Utah Valley has a runner on first with no outs against Oregon in the top of the 7th, and they just hit a batter. Runners on first and second, no outs for Utah Valley in the top of the 7th with a 4-3 lead over Oregon. Three to us. We got 2 on with no outs. Come on, ASU. Man, Stetson impressed me today. Yeah, they looked really good. I'm a fan of 12. That was pro. Yes, it was. It's not take that committee. It's take that D1 baseball. Ole Miss gets out of it, but Murray State takes the lead in the top of the 8th. I just don't know why. And honestly, great defensive positioning by Ole Miss, because I thought that was in the 4-hole, but they had the first baseman positioned a couple steps to his right in the 4-hole. So that could have been an extra run for Murray State, but good positioning by Ole Miss. It's you know what the thing is, this Canes, like, I just don't understand why nobody ever brought that up. Why, like, okay, their RPI looks really high. Why is their RPI so high? You look through their schedule and you're like, why is their RPI so high? And then you go, oh, they've just played a lot of road games and neutral site games. But it's like, okay, who have they played though? I just don't know why that was never brought up when talking about Oregon State. And Arizona State cannot get the bunt down with runners on first and second, no outs. Will they make him bunt with 2 strikes? Probably not. But now, if you're a hitter and you don't get the bunt down, you have to miss underneath the ball, and you cannot hit the ball on the ground. You either strike out or hit it in the air. And they go with the bunt. Wow. And he got a I don't know if that was a changeup just right down the middle. Like, that was about as a cookie of a pitch to bunt with 2 strikes, and you still don't get it down. That's tough for ASU. I'm looking for Dan Jaffe on the rail. Where is Dan Jaffe? Where is our boy Dan Jaffe? All right, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Dude, I'm drinking way too much water. I'm gonna go to the bathroom again before we get into some big innings here. All right, we're back. We're back. Don't worry, we're back. We're not going to miss anything. It's not takeover chat, Dan. Laugh out loud. He has to approve the live. Dude, I sent you the link, Dan. If you want to join, join. Oh my gosh, Southern Miss. What is Southern Miss doing? Southern Miss is just not playing well. But how about that error by the right fielder? Not liking the start of this at bat, Dan? Yeah, me either. Cannot walk the leadoff batter when you take a 1-run lead. That is tough. While we wait, we hydrate. That's right. That's right, Dan. That's right. If Murray State has a closer that they trust, now's the time to bring him in. Now is the time to bring him in. And it looks like Murray State's going to make a pitching change. Graham Kellum needed to be in this game. Jacob 08. I don't know if I'm going to read that. Utah Valley has runners on second and third with no outs against Oregon. In the top of the seventh, they are leading 4-3. Big strikeout for Oregon there. Big strikeout. Oregon has one of their best relievers in the game right now. Throwing nothing but breaking balls. This is a big inning for Arizona State. Like the fact that if they don't get a run in here, this is a tough inning for Arizona State. Columbia left fielder now playing center field for Southern Miss. Oh, it was center field. I didn't see where it was hit. I thought it was the right fielder. Murray State has brought in their closer. 30 and 2/3 innings, only 24 hits given up, 9 walks, 40 strikeouts. Wow, St. Mary's was a massive 2-out hit or 1-out hit. Adds 2 runs. Wait. Yeah, 2 runs. Now it's 6-3 Utah Valley. So how many arms has Murray State and Ole Miss used? Murray State has used, I think, 3 or 4 bullpen arms, and Ole Miss has been about the same. They both used a good amount of bullpen arms, more than I think Murray State expected. Like they're probably gonna have to do that to beat Ole Miss, but Ole Miss was hoping to use none. UC Irvine gets out of a massive jam with Arizona State. That could be a big momentum shift for the rest of the game. Columbia is still up in the top of the ninth, leading 11-4 against Southern Miss. Utah Valley has a good inning. Yes, they do. And they're still threatening. Runner on first, 1 out. Columbia has 15 hits, 11 runs, and 2 home runs. Their pitching has 10 strikeouts. Columbia has dominated this game. Yes, they have. It's been all Columbia. This is a guy you got to go after. Federico for Ole Miss hitting 239, 4 home runs. Like you have to go after this hitter. You cannot walk him. I'm actually surprised Ole Miss isn't bunting here. I'm actually surprised they don't want to just with the hitter that hitting 239, not a lot of power. Like you're just hoping that he finds a way to get a base hit. And Columbia just keeps hitting. They just keep hitting. Kyle, how good of a team do you think Columbia is? Do they have a legit shot to beat us tomorrow? I mean, I think from what you've seen today, like you cannot underestimate them 100%. The bats look legit. I don't know much. I don't know about their pitching depth overall. So we'll find out tomorrow what that pitching depth looks like. I would imagine Miami has the advantage in pitching depth, right? So we just have to see. Biggest problem in college baseball is pants. Got too many guys with pants that don't fit. Waiting for a walk. Yeah, it does look like that, Dan. Oh, man. You cannot walk this hitter. You cannot walk this guy because then they are going to bunt. And he's definitely getting the take sign. Like, he's definitely getting a take sign, I think. Nope. Late on a 91-mile-an-hour fastball on a 3-1 count. That's how you hit 239. When you're late on a fastball on a 3-1 count that's 91 miles an hour. Now, does Ole Miss send the runner in 3-2 count to prevent a possible double play? But could also run into a double play, right? Oh, my. Fly out to left. Good recovery there by Murray State's pitcher. He didn't listen to you. Yep. And he swung at ball 4, I think. Swung at ball 4. Did he think he got that? Why'd he stand there? That's what I thought too, Dan. When he hit it, I said, oh no. And it was just like a routine fly out to left. I was thinking the same thing. I was like, what is he doing? This is a scary hitter. He's only hitting 242, but he's got 17 home runs. Right? And this is Ole Miss's offense to a T. Like, they don't have a lot of, like, high average guys, but they have a lot of guys with double-digit home runs. Which means it's a scary offense to pitch to because they could just run into one. And if I'm Murray State, I'm just going right back at him with that slider right there. Nothing scarier than a catcher with big-time juice who hits 240. Mississippi State ace for Jamie Arnold tomorrow night. Creighton is beating Kansas 11-4 in the bottom of the 9th. Holy cow. I can't believe they threw him I can't believe they just threw him a fastball there, Dan. I cannot believe they threw a fastball there in an 0-1 count. Thought for sure. Now you just go slider away and hope he swings at it again. This dude has one plan, home run. Yeah. He's out in front of the fastball, like you just throw him a slider down and away here. Yeah, or a curveball. Yeah. I can't believe they went fastball 0-1 after that first swing. But it worked. Yeah, if the hitter's out front of the fastball 0-1, you probably just go off speed. But I don't like the curveball as much as I like the slider. It's just, if you hang it and a guy recognizes it, you know, it's just, it gets hit. It's automatically backspun. Pinch hitter for Ole Miss. Southern Miss leadoff hitter reaches the base, reaches first. Creighton 1 out away from moving on to the primetime game in the Fayetteville Regional. Ground ball for Murray State. And they get the out. Murray State is 3 outs away from beating Ole Miss. Not sure why the shortstop didn't go right to second base there. That was scary. Mississippi State saved all 3 starters by pitching their best reliever tonight. Hey, man, it worked, didn't it? Gutsy call, but Mississippi State is in a good position. But again, like, good luck beating Jamie Arnold. That's a tough guy to beat. Doesn't matter who you got. Mississippi State has very good arms. Mississippi State has very good arms. They are set up. They are set up to go deep in the regional. But you do, how many innings did their best reliever throw, Zach? Oh, the left fielder for Columbia caught the ball. You look at the bodies on Ole Miss team in respect to Murray State, and it's comical. Baseball is a funny sport. Yeah, I mean, yeah, Ole Miss. Murray State's got a bunch of skinny guys trying to fill out the uniform, and Ole Miss has got a bunch of just like seniors, fifth-year seniors that are all just like, they look different. I think Columbia actually has a new left fielder. I could be wrong. I think they just showed him. And Creighton beats Kansas. I think they took out the left fielder. I'm not kidding, Zach. And you know what's funny is Utah Valley's outfielders are playing on the warning track. They've caught a lot of deep fly balls and well hit balls in the outfield. They're literally just preventing extra base hits. They're making Oregon single them to death, which is not a bad strategy against Oregon because they hit a lot of deep balls. Mississippi State players look like grown men compared to Northeastern players. Yeah. That's just the reality. Ole Miss pouting in the dugout. Boys are soft. Yeah, that's not it. When you look in the dugout and just everyone looks dead, like there's no energy, that's a bad sign. He went 5 innings. Okay, so he's done for the rest of the regional. So, I mean, Mississippi State does lose their best reliever, but I think they'll tell you that's worth it 100%. Oregon hitter trying to hit the ball 500 feet when they're down 3 runs with the runner on first. Now, can Murray State add some insurance here? Can Murray State add some insurance? You know what I've seen this year, Dan? That's like, I've seen it way more this year than years past. Like, I see so many hitters taking fastballs right down the middle for strike 3. Like, Oregon's hitter there just took a fastball right down the middle. I don't see a huge talent gap between Columbia and Southern Miss. Am I wrong? It certainly doesn't look like it. Like, I didn't see any Southern Miss arms coming out throwing, like, serious velo or anything like that. Nothing wrong with that Oregon hitter game plan. Yep, when 6-year player becomes the norm, that's what happens, 100%. And I think that's what you see a lot of people tweeting on social media, like, hey, if you want to play in college baseball, you got to be physical. And it's like, well, yeah, you got to be like 23 too. I mean, look at Georgia's offense. Georgia's entire offense is like grad students and seniors. So it's like that, like they have maybe one of the oldest offenses in the country. It's baffling how hitters aren't ready for 1. First pitch fastball's in the heart, and 2, the fastball period. If you're not ready for the heater, you are effed. Yeah. Yeah, I see so many hitters now. They're just in between. They're out front of the off speed, but they're late on fastballs. Can Murray State get their leadoff hitter on here? 3-2 count. Ball 4. Murray State gets leadoff batter on. And then Oregon's hitter just chased a ball at his neck. Like, I just don't. Where's the plate discipline at? Like, I just. New left fielder for Columbia. That's brutal to get yanked from outfield in the 9th inning of a regional game that you're winning by 7 runs. Yes. And Ole Miss will make a pitching change. Mike Bianco is making his way out to the mound. And Columbia wins the game against Southern Miss and will play Miami tomorrow. I think they're gonna review this. They're gonna review it, I think. Southern Miss had 5 hits on the night. Holy cow. Southern Miss hitter down 7 and swings at a ball 2-0. Yeah, usually when you're down 7, it's we're taking a strike. And then it hits into a double play the next pitch. Palka, if you start late, you can't be ready for the heater, man. You can at best grind in at bat, but can't produce. Yeah, it's like what I see is it's almost like they're in a 2-strike approach, Dan. It's like 2-strike approach. I tell guys all the time, like with the 2-strike approach, you need to be just on time with the heater that you can fight it off so that you have a better chance against off speed. But before 2 strikes, I tell guys all the time, I felt like I was at my best when I would get that like 1-0 slider or 1-0 changeup and I would swing straight through it because it came out looking like a fastball. Like you have to be on time for the fastball. And I do think that's why sometimes I disagree with some of the pitch calling around college baseball because you see hitters that are late on fastballs and then they go to a slider and he hits a double off the wall. I don't know if they're going to overturn this play at Southern Miss. I think it's too close. They might overturn it. It's very close. It's all there for us. We got to capitalize. That's right, Zach. I mean, it's gone. This is the best possible result for Miami to go 2-0 to start the regional play. Need Daniel Cuvée to continue to be Pat Burrell. That's right. Another arm, Nancy. That's right, for Murray. Polka, dudes are late and coaches are like, oh, he's got slow hands. Laugh out loud, like, how stupid does it get? Needs to swing heavy and light bat to swing faster. No, dude, just start earlier. Yeah, 100%. Okay, my rant is done. 100%. Like, if you're playing at a Power 4 school, you have enough bat speed. And if you're late, before we start thinking, all right, we got to train all this bat speed. And again, like, training bat speed's like important. You want to do that. But the biggest issue with most hitters is their timing. Like you said, Dan, like they're late on fastballs, and you're not going to have success if you're late on a fastball. The highest batting average on a pitch is on a fastball. So if you can't hit fastballs, you're not going to have success. Like, the batting average on off-speed pitches is like low 200s generally. Oh my, Ole Miss just fudges it up. Fudges up the PFP. 2 on, no out for Murray State. And one of the 8 players, Cuvée was hitting that thing today. Yes, he was. And one of the 8 players who didn't make it left the team after the ACC tournament. Bum player. Yeah, it's tough. 1-0 changeup slider. Just tip your cap to the pitcher and continue to sit dead red next pitch. Yeah, that was, I mean, I tell guys all the time, like, I sat dead red fastball until 2 strikes in 95% of my at-bats. Now, when you get to the college level and the pro level and you come up with, like, runners on second and third, like, no outs, you have a base open, they're gonna pitch around you. They're going to throw more off speed. There's situations to sit off speed, but the guys who aren't, like, most guys should be sitting fastball all the time for the most part. That Columbia coach is really good. He always has them winning games in regionals. Hit by pitch for Murray State. Hit by pitch. Bases loaded, no outs for Murray State. This is a massive inning. Charlie Blackmon, below average bat speed, below average hands, career 300 hitter with lots of home runs, always on time. That's right. Right? There's so many guys like bat speed is an important number, but you don't have to have like above average bat speed to have success. I would say I certainly didn't have it. I mean, maybe I probably had solid bat speed, but I was by no means like an elite bat speed guy. Man, Murray State is cooking. Yeah, this is a big situation for Murray State. Got to have a disciplined approach here. Got to have a disciplined approach. You got to know you can't hit a ground ball. You got to hit something up the middle in the air. I mean, if the infielders are back in the middle, you can hit a ground ball up the middle. But you have to be disciplined here. Oof, that was the pitch to hit right there. Utah Valley is threatening again in the top of the 8th. Runner on second, no outs for Utah Valley. Southern Miss just got smoked by a bunch of lawyers and dentists. Come on, racers, break it open. He was taking till a strike. Yeah, come on, man. You got to be ready. You got to be ready to hit a fastball when you get one. Then just a bat at bat there. Out front and off speed. You got to know. 1-2 count, dude. He's not throwing you a fastball. He's throwing you a breaking ball. Big inning for CCSU leadoff double. Ole Miss game announcers are horrible. Both games so bad. And I also see this, Dan, like hitters they're just not smart hitters anymore. Like guys come up with bases loaded. You're in a 1-2 count, left on left. He's throwing you a breaking ball. Like there's just like, you're not sitting it, but in the back of your mind, you're thinking, I'm probably getting a breaking ball here. I got to sit back. I'm not trying to hit a fastball. Mike Bianco going out to make another pitching change. Yeah, this is the guy you want up for Murray State. And again, this situation, you cannot hit the ball on the ground. You got to elevate this to the outfield and just hit it fairly clean to the outfield, and you get a 2-run lead. New arm for Ole Miss. Arizona State is now up 4-2 on Irvine in the bottom of the 8th with a runner on first and no outs. Big inning for CCSU, leadoff double. I think it was a single. Auburn is up 9-5 on Central Connecticut, but Central Connecticut does have a runner on first, no outs, and a 3-0 count. Zach, let's go Arizona State. Yeah, Arizona State's in good position right now. This is such a crucial moment for Murray State. Like, they have to get a run in here. You got probably your best overall hitter at the plate. This has to be a run. Keep using those arms, Ole Miss. Yep, that's right. Ole Miss has used, 6 or 7 arms at this point out of the bullpen? Let's go. Need to get out of this inning? Yes, you do. Ole Miss bringing in one of their dudes. 22 innings on the year, 24 Ks, 9 strikeouts, 12 hits given up. Like, this is the other thing in college baseball now. Like, his first pitch here, if you're a smart hitter, Dan, what is this guy throwing first pitch? This pitcher looks older than me for Ole Miss. Yeah, he does. But what is this pitcher throwing first pitch? Unless he's got an elite fastball, he's throwing a slider. He's throwing a first pitch slider. CCSU had their chances all game. Yeah. Dude, did you just see that bunt Irvine put down? Yeah, the guy looked like he got hit in the face. Daniel, being married to a baseball guy, son's played high school, pitcher's oldest son pitched at Georgia College. I don't think he's getting a heater, Dan. I think he's only getting a heater. I don't know what his velo is. I don't know what his velo is. If he's got an elite fastball, he'd probably go in heater. If he doesn't, he's throwing a slider. High target. Looks like he may be going fastball. I didn't see the pitch. It lagged. What was it? If that was a fastball and he took that pitch, I'm panicking. Why are we not showing velo on the gun? Why is there no velo? What's this guy's velo? Fastball, Dan, you were right, man. Two 2-1 count. Fastball away painted. 3 fastballs in a row, right? Or was that last one a slider? I didn't see it. Oh, my. He just got a cookie and he missed it. Hubby played for Luck. He played for Tech 1 year left because of Coach Luck, went to DeKalb, got drafted, tore rotator cuff, came back to Tech to graduate in 80. Murray State is told to take till a strike guaranteed. Mid-major overthink stuff like that. I hope that's not the case. I don't know how you missed that 2-1 fastball, though. Oh, my. Just two terrible at-bats for Murray State. 2 terrible at-bats for Murray State. Trust catcher throw off speed here. Yeah, just two really bad at bats for Murray State. And then we take a fastball down the middle. Like, I don't know what the approach is all of a sudden. This guy's throwing nothing but heaters, and we're taking a first pitch fastball right down the middle. Late guy back up. Yeah, this is the late guy. High targets, fastball. Oh my. Late guy comes through. Late guy comes through, Dan. Late guy gets blown up, ground ball to third base. Wow, that is massive for Murray State. Late guy comes through. Late guy, wow. No need, I guess, yeah. Nancy, that was what Georgia Tech needed. Late to fastball and gets lucky. I mean, that's a fastball like up and slightly in, and he hits that right past the third baseman. That was massive for Murray State. 3-run lead now. Whew. The 4 seeds have come to play tonight, ladies and gentlemen. The 4 seeds are on fire. Utah Valley. I think they're going to call catcher blocking the plate, though. I think for Utah Valley. Utah Valley up 6-3, middle of the 8th against Oregon. Are they not going to call blocking the plate on that catcher? Another base hit here for Murray State would be huge. You have runners on second and third. Runner's going to score from second. 2-1 count. Fly out to center. All right, Murray State has a 3-run lead heading to the bottom of the 9th. Man, he got a good pitch to hit, too. He just got beat. We've been talking about it, Dan. Just you got to be out front. 2-1 count, like you're in the driver's seat. AZS backwards game. Dude, the 4 seeds came to play. Dude, we're going to have what? I mean, this has to be, I think, if Murray State wins here, Utah Valley beats Oregon, we're going to have what, 4 or 5 4-seed upsets day one? That's got to be a record. And then Vandy almost got upset. Clemson almost got upset. Is Coastal legit? Yes, Coastal's legit. I mean, we'll see, right? But they have very good pitching. Like, the Sun Belt is a good conference. Arizona State gets out of a massive jam to end the 8th inning. The Fighting Dan Jaffes are 3 outs away from beating UC Irvine as the 3 seed. Someone give Mike Rooney some coffee, man. He's looking like zoned out. All right, we head to the bottom of the 9th for Murray State. Coastal has good regional experience too. That's a good point, JD. Like Coastal should have been a national seed. Definitely over Oregon State, for sure. I think Florida State should have been in the mix for that last national seed as well. Coastal, the house that Nick White built. What a name. What a name from Dove. Ole Miss gets a leadoff single. Center fielder didn't want any part of charging that and trying to make a play. Ole Miss not going to go down easy. Nick White is a good man. Sinatra, some of these dudes pass the eye test, but are not as good as they think. Look at the size difference in Oregon versus Utah Valley. Yeah. Yeah, Utah Valley is... Kyle, that was uncatchable. Yeah, if you're playing on the track. Need double play racers. That's right, Nancy. Speak it into existence. They are playing on the track. Yes. Fire me up, baby. Got twice as much on ASU than I did on Upstate. As a Sox fan, Jackie Bradley Jr. was great. As a commentator, not so much. I agree. A lot of these, and you're seeing that across like the SEC and the ACC. A lot of these former like big league guys who are doing commentating, they're really bad at it. Like a lot of them. Late night baseball with DBU. Shoot, man. 3-run lead over number 10 team. They start playing in 20 minutes. No risk for them. Canes, who's playing in 20. It's DBU and who's the 3 seed at LSU? Oregon gets a run right here. Utah Valley up 6-4. Looks like it was a solo shot. Strike 3 for Murray State. Big strikeout. DBU legit. LSU didn't get a gimme. Yeah, DBU is legit. I think most people would say it's between LSU and DBU. That's why it is viewed as the easiest regional for a 1 seed in the tournament. But it's because LSU got Little Rock, who Little Rock was not a good team all year. They just happened to win their conference championship. And then who is DBU playing, Canes? I'm trying to remember who the 3 seed is there. Whoever loses that game is done. That game has ended like 3 a.m. Ole Miss with a double down the left field line. Left fielder can't pick it up 3 times. Oof. Ole Miss is making this interesting, guys. Just saw you on a commercial for Danny's retirement. Nice. I'm making commercials now. Oregon is threatening bottom 8. They hit a solo shot to get within 2, and now there's a runner on first with no outs. UC Irvine shortstop just missed a pop-up in the infield. Now Arizona State has a runner on second. What is Ole Miss doing? Catcher gets crossed up or something, and they don't score. No, come on, racers. That's right, Nancy. John, first time I've ever seen a pop-up dropped. Polka, wow, bad base running. Yeah, I get being, you can't make an out, but that should have been just a no-brainer runner's advance. Where is that pitch to like the 6'6" hitter? That was a breaking ball right down the middle. All right, you've thrown this guy 3 breaking balls. You either think you can get him again with it, or you have to go heater up here. You have to go heater, and you have to go up. You cannot miss over the plate. This guy's got long arms. You go up and into him. They go breaking ball in the dirt. Dude, are these Ephus curveballs? Yeah, they are big and slow, which is scary. And he's seen 3 or 4 of them now. So, this is a terrifying pitch. Like, you almost have to go a fastball here in a 2-2 count. You can't walk him. If you walk him, all of a sudden, winning runs at the plate. Wow. Dude, I don't know how as a hitter you get thrown the same pitch 5 pitches in a row and you can't make an adjustment. I don't get that. Huge pitch for Murray State. 1 out away. Oregon has runners on first and third with no outs in the bottom of the 8th, and they're down by 2. Yeah, hangers, Dan, too. Like, it's not like they were well located. They're hangers. Hit by pitch. Golly, man. Golly. Oh man, this is coming down to the wire. Great first pitch. Up and in fastball. I love that. Not pitching scared. Whew, man, this umpire's got a tight zone. Pop up with 2 outs. Murray State wins it. Upsets Ole Miss. Georgia Tech will play Murray State tomorrow night. Wow. Miami and Georgia Tech are set up to win these regionals. 100%. Wow. All right, guys. It's been a long stream, almost 3 hours. That's going to be it for me tonight. We'll be back tomorrow, possibly streaming. I'll have to see what we're doing tomorrow. Obviously, wife makes the calendar. But both Miami and Georgia Tech are set up to win these regionals, 100%. Have a good rest of your night, guys. Get some sleep. We got a long day of baseball tomorrow. Thanks for joining the stream as always. Love you guys.